go, guy, go, control, go, don't count, go, Ginsey, go, econ, go, surgeon, go, Capcom 1, go, continue.
All right, guys, we're back in the garage today working on the 1911cc Type 4 for the old VW Baja Bug. So let's check it out. This is just a quick video talking about installing an electronic ignition upgrade. All right, here we are on the business end of the Baja Bug and the Type 4 1911cc engines coming along nicely. Okay, here's the ignition module I decided to go with. This one here is you can see the part number, I think, in the picture clear enough. And I bought this on Rock Auto. It was the second one I purchased. I used one before in a 2010cc Type 4 engine that I built, and it worked great. So this is the one that you should try and get from Rock Auto. And if you go into basically any of the VW Beetle listings, say in 1971 or 72, and you look up distributor on Rock Auto and ignition parts, there'll be a listing for an ignition module, electronic module, for an 009 distributor. And that's what I got here in my hand. Okay. So we'll just take it out of the package and take a look at it now. Okay, so these are the parts you get. And you can see here, there's a magnetic ring basically that fits on underneath the rotor of the distributor. And this ring, it's plastic, but inside this plastic, they've got 4 small magnets that are installed, at the factory that are embedded in this plastic. So this rotor spins by a mag pickup, and the mag pickup unit is really what replaces your points. So it fits on the same lugs and uses the same metal screw to fasten it down. So it's pretty much just a direct points replacement underneath the stock 009 distributor cap. And there's 2 power cables and the rubber plug here that goes through the side of the distributor body. And the 2 cables, of course, the black is your negative, so the black cable is your trigger. That goes to the negative side of the coil. And the red wire is your plus 12 volt wire, because this mag pickup needs 12 volts to run. So this you can put it on the plus side of the coil wherever you have a good positive 12 volt signal. Okay. Also inside the little box is instruction sheet on how to install it. It's quite thorough, so you can check that out. So there's some warnings on here. Installing the module wires backwards will basically fry the unit. Leaving the ignition switch on the start position without the engine running for a long period will cause the module to fail. It overheats the module. And then using a coil with less than 3 ohms resistance will damage the module. Have a properly working electrical system. A good alternator generator output must be available not to exceed 13.7 volts. So you don't want to be like putting out 14.5 volts or something with a shitty voltage regulator, because you'll fry your module. Okay, so pay close attention to your volts gauge. All right, piece of cake. Back to the little rotor. If you look inside, it's hard to see, but you can see the 4 lobes of the rotor that, this fits over the shaft, and the 4 cam lobes on the shaft engage with the rotor, where you can see the lobes there on the inside diameter. Okay, just to show you, I have this other distributor here. This is actually an EMPI distributor. I didn't even know I had one. There it is. You can just make out the EMPI logo. It's like an 009 copy distributor. So it's nice and shiny. It looks good, brand new. So I'm going to run it. And I had another set of these mag pickups. So okay, I can show you, how to install this one up on the workbench. It's a lot easier to see. So there's the little nub there. It's like a little dimple, sticks out, and it goes into the same lug hole that the points were installed into earlier. And there's that hole there. And then this smaller hole, I don't know if did you see that? Yeah, sorry, that's the lug hole. Let me try and do this without the shadows. Yeah, okay. So the bigger hole is the lug hole, like I said, and the smaller hole here is the bolt hole for the screw. And you just simply drop the dimple in the bigger hole, try and get it installed in there nice and tight and sweet. So it's like in the sweet spot. It still feels funny. You want to make sure it goes down all the way. Where is it now? Jiggle it around a little bit until you feel the dimple go in. Okay, so I could feel the dimple going nice all the way in, and it's nice and flat at this point. I got my thumb holding it down, and I grab the screw here. Okay, there it is there. Pop that back in the little hole and get it threaded in there. Okay. Get my screwdriver down into the screw past. I'm working around my camera. The camera's a little bit in the way, otherwise it wouldn't be so difficult for me. But anyway, there you go. I think I got her started now, and I can screw that in. All the way down. Tight. Okay. Now, I'm going to look around for the rotor. There it is. Make sure you get any metal chips or mag particles off of it, because it's a magnet. So if you leave it on your workbench, it'll pick up any iron particles, steel particles. So you want to make sure you don't have anything in there that can jam it up. You want to make sure you're on the cams. See, I'm just rotating it until I can feel it drop down. Okay, I'm back one more time. I reversed the plastic piece that goes through the distributor and put the clamp on it. Of course, it fits in the slot that I talked about. And now it's nice and tight, and the wires are out of the way of the moving parts. The only other thing that I should mention is, gap the green mag pickup, because the hole where the points sheet metal screw goes down, the hold down screw, that hole is slotted a little bit. That allows you to move the green mag pickup away from the rotor slightly, so that you have a nice even gap all the way around, and so it's not touching the black rotor at any point. You can test it by turning it, and you can feel it's free and clear. You can see this is a rotor that I think they came out with in 1971. It has a much fatter contact here as it goes around and fires the individual spark plug wires in the distributor cap. You see it's much wider. Okay, and that was in order to increase the duration of the spark. In other words, give the engine a big fat spark. Okay, so it's a slight performance improvement with this type of rotor. Alright, well, there you go. We got it together now. Put the cap on, and she's good to go. Alright, so there it is installed. Like I said, it's a direct points replacement unit. Very simple. I just pulled the rotor off so you can see it. And there it is. You you put the green module in, tighten it down with a 1 screw and hook up the wires the way I told you, and put the magnetic rotor on, the lobes of the center shaft and the rotor back on, locked onto the key in the rotor, and then you can install your cap. And again, that fits on with the 1 lug, so it snaps in the position. There it is, snap down, and then clip it, put the clips back on, and you're done. It's that easy. So it's not hard to do. Anybody can do it, really. And the other thing too is once you get it done, and if you use my other video to set up the distributor in the correct position, you won't be too far off the number 1 TDC, and then you can start the engine at that point and set your timing with your ignition timing light as I described in the previous video. So not hard to do, and have fun. Also, make sure that before you start the installation, I should mention that as a safety precaution, remove the negative battery terminal from the battery so you don't spark anything out electronically. And then at the end of the installation, you install the negative cable, of course. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching, and thanks for coming out to the Retro Rocket Garage, and please leave us a like, subscribe, and thanks again for coming by.